What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Frustrated Grad Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Hughes, the black dude who has the number 30 slot in the Royal Rumble. And I'm introducing my co-host, writer, movie fan, wrestling fan, the Cory Booker of podcasting, Tony Hoffman.
I am also not running for president.
All right. And Cory Booker's not running for president from if you listen to him, or he doesn't know. He's not confirming or denying.
He claims at the moment.
All right. So what's going on, Tony?
I'm trying to stay off Facebook and Twitter, or at least arrange the people and the places that I follow because of the whole Trump, the whole Muslim travel ban and immigration ban and all that stuff that's happening. That makes me depressed.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I was trying to think of different intros. I was gonna say my co-host Kenyan Muslim Tony Hoffman, but I was
being detained at O'Hare.
Yeah, maybe that would have caused somebody to swarm your location during the podcast.
Call the ACLU.
Yeah, we couldn't have that. So
I could just only imagine just these families and stuff being separated, like this. I know that there's some guy that's nominated for an Oscar for one of the foreign films, and he can't attend,
of course,
or something because of the travel ban, and just these other families that U.S. citizens that can't fly out because of all this bullshit.
So that's your political update for.
Yeah, man. Because I've noticed it just from all of the episodes that we've done. There's just the heavy Trump talk and everything.
Yeah, we have
just such a downer.
It wasn't even on purpose, but we had two Trump / fecal matter themed titles in a row.
It just happens that way. We don't set it up.
Yeah,
that way.
It's like when you think of garbage, think of Akeem. Now when you think of poop, you think of Trump. So.
But aside from that, I caught up on the new edition story on a BET.
Cool.
Yesterday, that it was all over social media, and it got pretty good ratings for BET's first. I guess it was their first produced TV movie or whatever.
Because most of these music biopics, well, at least in recent memory, they've been done. But I guess VH1 has done a few, and then Lifetime has gotten into the habit of doing those. Where people usually have not great things to say about the Lifetime biopics,
shitty Whitney Houston
that one and the Aaliyah one where the girl didn't look anything like Aaliyah, and so I feel like this is a good look for BET. It was very well produced. Seems to be pretty accurate. Everybody who was involved in the story for the most part is
your Michael
participated.
Rappaport.
Yeah, you have to have Michael Rappaport. I'm surprised it wasn't what's the guy's name from Straight Outta Compton, because he's always playing somebody's
Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti's always playing some kind of sleazy record producer or manager character who gets his comeuppance.
Even though they were both based off of true events, there were a lot of parallels between this and Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah, I mean, because the stuff that happens, if you were a black artist at at any time in history, if you really think about it, it's and you don't read your contract, this is what happens. So, yeah, I just posted my part 2 review today. I've seen all 3 parts. So yeah, sometime soon I'm gonna record my review for part 3. But I really liked the whole thing. I was really into it. Towards the end, I wanted more.
I was talking to someone, and they said one of the improvements was the actors that they got to play, to play the kids. They were much more better looking than those ugly ass bastards in real life, Bobby Brown. And,
that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. I was a lot of them look really close, but I think Bobby was he was aiming high when he chose his replacement. You didn't get the lip the crookedness of the lip right.
Those were some ugly ass kids, man. You gotta admit.
Uh,
And I'm talking in real life, not the
yeah,
act.
it's weird. I never knew there was a video for Candy Girl, but I found it on YouTube, and it's just like, wow, they were really in the hood. They filmed like this is authentic. Um, but yeah, so uh,
Yeah, this story was produced by, I think it was produced by all of the members except for Bobby Brown.
he he ended
Right?
up signing on. I watched there was an interview with Belle Biv DeVoe, three of the members of New Edition. They were
Was
on
that the radio one?
yeah,
On the
they were on
Breakfast?
the Breakfast Club, and they talked about like the whole production of the thing. And basically, Bobby signed on at the last minute because he was trying to do his own separate biopic about his own life. So he ended up signing on, and he contributed like it
Fuck,
sounds like they whoever was the screenwriter for uh, the miniseries talked to each of them individually and had them tell the entire story from their perspective, and then they put them all together. So they said it was like they when they got together to read the script all together, they found out things that they didn't know how each other felt about different situations. So they actually learned things from reading the script because they all talked
oh.
about it with the screenwriter separately. So that was interesting to learn about that.
So like Bobby was actually like, you know, getting blowjobs and doing heroin with hookers, like
I
in his
believe it was
car.
cocaine. Don't slander
Oh,
the man like that.
oh, I'm
It's
sorry. Yeah,
cocaine.
so much more different than cocaine.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I think Bobby contributed all the details about his own story. So I'm assuming for the most part is accurate. I thought it was kind of appropriate that he was listening to Rick James. I think that might be an embellishment. Cocaine is a hell of a drug, but the memory is what it is. He might be remember it specifically, thinking like, you know what, I want to listen to some Rick James while I get blown by this hooker because it's my
As one
inspiration.
does.
He's my spirit animal. So
What did you think about the whole thing with like their mothers and stuff, like fighting for like the for the money, and then
you
them
know what?
getting
That was funny. You reminded me of a point I made in my review. Yeah, I need to reiterate. If you watch really all three parts, you're still at part two, right? So you
yeah,
haven't
I
finished.
finished the first two. Yeah.
Okay. So uh, if you look at the whole arc of the story, you can really pin all the problems that New Edition had on Bobby Brown and his mom. It was really everything was their fault because
Dumbasses.
because
She got
she was the
the
one who
Brooke.
decided to fire Brooke when really it seemed like Brooke didn't get them their money out of ignorance because it wasn't like Brooke was living large. When they came to confront him, he was in their same apartment building that they were in. So it wasn't like he
Yeah.
was hiding money from them. And then they hired this guy, Gary, played by Michael Rappaport. She was the one in charge of all of that. And he screwed them intentionally because
Yeah.
you can see they talked about it they were like at an MCA meeting with the president of MCA, played by Tank. He was talking. They were like going back and forth, and then the one other guy asked like, "So what kind of Mercedes are you driving, Gary?" He's like, "I got the same
Same one
one
as
you
you.
got. Yeah, I got the
Like,
one with
no, I got a fax machine.
yeah, I have a fax machine. You just have the car phone." So it's like obviously Gary's getting paid, so like them not being able to produce with their excuse of expenses, all this stuff was paid out in
Studio time
advance.
and
Yeah,
like all the castles and the
yeah.
pyrotechnics and the
So this studio
DJ.
really costs $5,000 an hour. Yep, that's the going rate. We got them a deal. So yeah, I feel like that can all be pinned on Bobby's mom, and then the problems within the group themselves is like they all seemed cool with each other, and Bobby just at every turn he took the opportunity to either hog the spotlight or cause them to screw up shows and with his different antics. So it really is narrowed down to him being the cause of everything.
I like like after Bobby got kicked out the group, like his mom was trying to like call them, all the other moms and stuff,
Yeah,
and they wouldn't.
it's
So
funny. Like she calls each one, and their phones are all busy because they're talking to each other about them. Like I knew he was trouble. He's always been dirty.
they found her. He went missing, and then like Maurice had to go on the radio and
Yeah,
ask everybody. Wait, y'all know where Bobby Brown is?
yeah, and the whole thing was just funny, and it was always interesting to follow. If you notice, like anytime they show Bobby, he's wearing something red during the like during every scene. He's wearing some kind of red item of clothing, like red shirt or red pants. So I guess that was just his thing. Um, Also, it was funny, like seeing even as a kid when they showed him, he was just he they show him at the first like talent show he went to, and he has stage fright. But
Yeah,
then he
ran
tries
off
to
stage.
lie to his
He tried to
friends the
lie.
next day,
Oh,
like, "Yeah, I did my thing." It was like we were there.
we were there.
You didn't do nothing. So that was funny.
What do you think about Johnny Gill in this movie and how he was portrayed?
I, it was interesting because there's like I've heard the rumors that people think Johnny Gill is gay, and that I've heard stuff that he's supposed to have something going on with Eddie Murphy, but like with this, it just the way he was portrayed in here, it just seemed like he was like besides Ronnie, who like seemed to be the most chill out of everybody. Johnny seemed to be like a really peaceful person. Like he always
Yeah,
was just like even when Bobby was trying to come at him, he was just like maintained his cool until like the very end almost where um there's a part where he's fed up, but he still doesn't really go off at any point.
his father was a pastor, and he grew up singing in church. Was brought up a lot differently than these ghetto kids from Boston,
Yeah.
as they're called.
It was interesting, and that kind of led me into this like off on this tangent of researching after I finished part three. I was interested in some other threads that they hinted at in the movie. Like he talked about his relationship with the person who do it. He did a duet album with Stacey Lattisaw. I didn't know anything about her, so I looked up. I saw an
Yeah,
interview
I
with her.
Wikipedia that too.
Yeah. So it sounds like they grew up together, and I thought that Stacey Lattisaw at first I thought she was mixed, but it seems like both her parents are black, but they're maybe both of them are mixed because she's really light. But they hinted at it, and when Johnny was talking about how they broke up, he just did like this, pointing at his skin, saying that that the mother instructed her to break up with him, maybe because she didn't like
Ooh.
she didn't want a darkie in their family. So
Oh,
that was interesting, and I didn't find out any kind of confirmation about that from watching her interviews, but it sounded like she has some kind of uh, resentment towards Johnny because she talked about I guess they dated for 3 years or whatever, and then I guess at some point they broke up. She didn't talk about why they broke up, but she said she doesn't have any contact with him anymore out of respect for her husband that she's currently married to. So something behind that, but it was
she does
interesting.
gospel music or something, right?
Yeah, she quit the industry because of I guess she just got jaded, and it it's funny because like hearing like I watched a 30-minute interview with her, and she's talking about how she found God and different things like that, because she repeatedly said in the interview like her parents, well her mother specifically wanted her to be a singer. She never had any interest in it
Oh, okay.
herself, so
So
she was like
yeah,
forced into
wasn't
it.
even passionate about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was talking about how she went on tour with the Jacksons, and she related so much to
Yeah.
them being that it was kind of like this slave situation where you're being forced into this industry. So
Providing for the family or
yeah,
whatever.
so she got out of it. She did like 10 albums, so she it felt like hearing about it after the fact made it seem like she just abruptly quit the industry, but she had a decent length career. She just started really young, and she got out whenever she could. Well,
The
yeah,
big sort of event that happened in this movie, in terms of like their reunion,
Mm-hmm.
tour in the mid '90s. Like I was trying to remember, like if I was trying to remember if I remember when this happened when they were
The Home
they,
Again
they
tour.
they did a concert in it was like New Mexico, and that's when like Bobby was on stage and he was like taking like too much time and everything, like hogging the stage,
Yeah,
and like
then
Ronnie DeVoe.
BBD tried to take their
I
time back.
vaguely remember that happening.
I remember hearing about it in the past, but I never really followed New Edition. That's the funny thing is that
I
you could
remembered
see.
when they did a guest spot on like Family Matters, and that was like
Okay,
96, 95 ish.
I have to go back to
Because
that because I've watched all the Family Matters, but I can't remember it.
they had the number one, they had that song that was like it was like a big hit because that album was like their highest selling album
You,
ever at any point.
you talking about the Belle Biv DeVoe album or the
No, the Home Again,
Home Again? Oh,
the
the
New
New
Edition.
Edition
Yeah.
reunion. Okay, because I think like it's funny. Like I was looking at it, but I think the Belle Biv DeVoe, at least the single Poison, I think that did better than any of the New Edition singles.
hmm
Um,
I remember when they were on Fresh Prince. Of course, you probably remember
okay.
that after that. But the house where Aunt Harriet, no, where Carl, shit, I'm gonna do show some of these, aren't I?
You're
When
merging them together.
fucking Uncle Phil,
Yeah.
and they're out on like on vacation for some like retreat or whatever, and like
Hmm.
that was when what the fuck is his name? His fucking cousin, the short one,
Carlton.
Carlton. He like rents out the house for like some music video,
Oh yeah, I
and
remember
they did
that.
it,
Yeah.
and they had to like replace all the furniture because it got
Yeah,
wet
they
because it was
just
like raining.
yeah.
All that money they got from the video, they had to use it to like fix up the house.
Yeah, cuz I
Anywho,
but yeah, I didn't follow New Edition too much. I didn't really know the difference, but I remembered like the music when they got to the Belle Biv DeVoe era. I remember that stuff more vividly. Uh
that girl is poison.
mm,
Dun, 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 dun,
but
dun,
yeah,
dun, dun,
so
dun.
it was interesting just to learn all that from watching it because it gives me more of an appreciation for the group because I
Yeah,
wasn't really paying too much
ne-
attention to
neither was I.
New Edition as a whole. But yeah, now I'm interested in going back and checking out their music.
I just remember Bobby Brown, his solo career when he was in the Ghostbusters 2
Yeah,
soundtrack.
I'm
He
trying
played
to.
a doorman
Yeah,
in the movie.
and what was the song from there? It's like, "Is there's time to
Uh,
take
uh,
control," something
ba-da,
like
ba-da,
that.
ba-da, ba-da.
Yeah. Um, so it's interesting. So I think like overall, that was good marketing for New Edition. It was a good
Yeah,
look
look at
for
the interest,
BT overall.
the interest that sparked in their music
Oh
and in
yeah,
their.
because it's a whole new
Yeah.
generation of people learning about them who like they started in '78. So there's
Yeah.
like multiple generations who may have not been interested before. Like I was in the era where I should have known something more about them than I did, but I just knew like I don't even think my brother was that big of a fan, but like the little bits I would hear would be from like hanging out with my older brother. I would
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
some of that stuff, but like there's people
I
even younger than us that are gonna be
I remember
interested
when
now.
LSG was on like
Levert
BET and had
Sweat
like
Gill,
videos and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, Gerald
because then
Levert,
they do the
Keith
song
Sweat.
"My Body All Over
Yeah,
Your
yeah,
Body,"
yeah.
yeah,
I knew more about them than I did about New Edition.
yeah. Like Johnny Gill, I remember his songs because
His
he was
solo, yeah,
yeah, because it seemed like he was a little bit older than the rest of them. At least that's how it was portrayed there. Because it seemed like he was a solo artist when they were still
yeah.
coming up. So that was interesting because I remember because that would be the type of stuff they would play when I worked uh, with this guy Sir Henry on WVON. He'd play classic blues and R&B. So like he would play stuff like that. So that type of stuff is more familiar.
I remember that sort of mid '90s video soul with Donnie Simpson on
Yeah,
BET.
it just made me sad for like we don't have like that focus
Nope,
on music videos anymore. It's like
nope.
if you don't find this video on Vivo by searching it out yourself, you're not even gonna know that certain songs you hear on the radio have videos. Because like I'll check every now and then I'll check out the video for a popular song on the radio. I was like, oh, this has a
Oh, they
video.
have a video.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
especially like I feel like somebody who this is a weird pull, but somebody who might be suffering from that lack of focus on videos is the rapper Yo Gotti, because he like apparently he puts a lot of production value into his videos, but like I don't think anybody's barely seen them. I mean, they'll have like a few million views on YouTube, but generally I still don't think that's translating into that many people being aware. Like generally, like how it used to be when 106 in Park or TRL was showing
Yep.
videos.
Top 12 countdown, or top
Yeah.
10 countdowns, or yeah.
And even like VH1 used to do countdowns of like the best videos of the year. I don't even know if they do those anymore, because they'll do
Why
like
does why does MTV even bother with having a video music awards every year?
yeah, stupid is like nobody's like if you're watching MTV all year, you there's some of these videos that are nominated you've never seen.
No,
Like
exactly.
so it's a weird it's like a weird remnant of a past era that they're still like holding on to, but like it doesn't really make sense anymore. They should have like the reality awards, because that's more of what they are now, is just a reality TV channel.
Not a big fan of Teen Wolf, I think.
Teen Wolf, Teen Mom, Wolf Mother. I guess it would be the merger of the two. But
Ridiculous.
no, I don't. I watched a
I hate
couple
that show so
episodes of
fucking
Ridiculous,
much.
but it's like
That guy is such a douchebag.
yeah, like but even I liked his show more than I like Ridiculousness. Like when he just had the show with his friend Big Black, Robin Black, who just go around doing stupid stuff. It's a weird network now, because you would think a show like Ridiculousness, they just show clips of people like crashing and doing stupid stunts. Like,
Like, here's
don't
this
you?
thing from the internet. Let's have these three people laugh at it and talk
Yeah, it's
about it.
like, don't you run out of clips after like one season? Like, I guess that many people are doing that stuff every day. I don't even understand that anymore, because it's like I feel like that's a a thing of the past. Like nobody cares about Jackass, and people are
No.
still doing that type of stuff. It's
Yeah.
just
Sadly,
dumb.
no one cares about Jackass anymore.
No, especially didn't one of those guys die sometime last
Yeah,
year or
Ryan.
recently?
What the hell's his
Ryan
name?
Dunn.
Ryan Dunn. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Drunk driving, kids.
yeah. Don't do it unless you're gonna film it and make a
Yeah, I
viral
was gonna say.
video. Then it's all good.
Are you gonna
Anyway,
watch the Miss Universe pageant tonight, hosted once again by Steve Harvey?
oh, he's back. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess it's
shockingly.
Donald Trump's America, so you don't pay for your mistakes. You fail upward. That's
Exactly.
how
Get
things work
promoted.
nowadays. So that's the only thing about the whole thing that would be interesting is I'm gonna just check YouTube next day to see if there were any major flubs, because people are like watching that with a microscope for that type of thing.
That's a pretty major flub to
Yes, to announce
award.
the wrong winner. Miss Universe is not this girl. Sorry. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I'm so sorry.
yeah, that's the biggest mistake you could ever make. And like I guess logistically they need to just change the way that works. Period. They should just like hand him a card. This is what you say right now. Don't put any extra information on it. Then hand him the next card. The only thing that's on there is the winner, because apparently like it's like
The
okay,
runner
this
up.
is second place. This is the winner. It's like well,
Jesus.
he's an older man. Maybe you should just give him what he needs to read. Like
Maybe
don't
he
read
shouldn't be
this.
hosting at all.
Maybe this shouldn't be a thing. Maybe we shouldn't have women compete
Based
based
on
on their
bikini and
looks. Based on their
What are you
looks, it's
saying,
such
Zach?
superficial questions about world politics that nobody's looking to them for answers for. Like, what do you think about the war in the Middle East? I think the Iraq and the Afghanistan very, very bad.
Very bad. I
Yeah.
think that they should give each other makeovers, because that always makes me happy.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not gonna be watching Miss Universe. It's always weird to me to think like I always mix up like the Miss, Like, is the Miss America pageant
Miss
circuit
America, Miss
connected to Miss
USA, Miss.
Universe?
I think Miss America isn't connected to any of them.
Okay,
I'm trying to think which one is the one that Trump owns. That's Miss USA or something,
I don't
or
know because it's like there's different ones. I guess they
Miss
compete.
World.
Yeah, because there's like a Miss World and then Miss Universe. Miss is there Miss Galaxy? Like they should just have the. If anybody wins Miss Universe, they should give them the WWE Universal Championship because there you go. They're
Why
in
don't
the
they
same division.
televise? Why don't they televise the Miss Hawaiian Tropic pageant?
Isn't that like a nude pageant or something like
It,
that? Or
Something
that's
like
one of
that.
those weird ones where they like
I
twerk
wouldn't
as
know.
part of the competition. I've heard about it, but I don't think I've ever actually watched that.
Well, now you see why it should be televised.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, speaking of which, do you want to hear a story about a man with a 8-inch bionic penis who's ready
Not
to become a
particularly.
porn star? Well, we're going to hear about it anyway.
All right, go
Um,
ahead.
Mohammed Abad was fitted with a prosthetic
Oh, you know he's
member,
gonna get kicked out of the country. Sorry about his
but he,
career is gonna be cut short because he's going to be forcibly removed from the country by the Trump administration.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he'll be working here in America, but hey,
Oh, so
porn is
he's
a
he's
international.
he's taking American jobs. Then is that what you're saying? They're outsourcing our porn to bionic Muslim penises.
His uh his deal is coming from Bang Bros. Have you heard of them? I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're the ones who used to do the Bang Bus movies, right?
I think
I
so.
think so.
I
Where
I,
they
I,
would act like they were picking up a woman and have sex with her in the back of. They called it a bus, but I think it was like a van, and then they would
yeah.
just drive off after they were done, supposedly
Those are like
leaving
the
her.
fake audition ones are the ones
Yeah,
that just kill me. Just
like this is my first time. Then why do you look so worn out? But never mind. Uh,
well, Bang Bros, one of the biggest adult production companies in the world, has offered Mohammed a life-changing role as a porn star.
all right.
Apparently, like he suffered, I think he suffered like some injury when he was like a kid or something, and he got this prosthetic given to him.
So,
I'm trying to
like, does he feel anything from it? Because that seems like that would be a huge leap in technology if they were able to give him full sensation in a prosthetic penis.
it's like some button that he presses that it feels it feels like the his area with like fluid that makes the prosthetic penis, I guess,
So
work.
basically, why like a high tech dildo, but it like understand like he could just turn it on. So that's great for the ladies. But like, what does he feel? Is he just like slapping his torso against somebody, or does he actually feel anything from it? I mean, I guess if he signed on to do porn, he's getting some kind of enjoyment from it. I mean, the visual, I guess, is still cool.
It kind of reminds me like those penis pumps things I used to hear about. Like those used to
Yeah,
be.
I always wonder like, are those things real? Like, because you see, there's a lot of gimmicks. Like, I saw one thing on watched the ETC YouTube channel. They were talking about all these things by this one company. They say that they have like these different technologies for VR porn, but they all seem like they're like
Yeah.
scams. But I guess good for Muhammad.
Good for Mohammed.
Yeah. Um, Speaking of things you do naked, you have a story here about your favorite subject.
It's I wouldn't call it my favorite subject.
Well,
It's something
well,
that
so
it's
far
something
this year we've talked about it in
it's
every
part of our
podcast.
lives. It
It's
has
part
to
of our
be.
lives. Does it have to be part of our social conversation?
It
Like
should be.
like like they always
It's
say,
what connects us.
there's things you don't talk about in polite company. Religion, politics, and poop.
Why not?
That's we managed to at least hit two of those three things every podcast.
It's unavoidable. Well, anyway,
Go ahead.
I I, I found 5 reasons to poop naked.
All
Now,
right.
this is something like I even before I found this list. Like I'd always enjoy pooping naked whenever I had the opportunity.
I don't. I don't think I've ever done it unless I was like right about to get into a shower afterwards.
Exactly. That's what I
But
was about to say. Like on a
it's
really hot day or something where you're not wearing a whole lot of clothes.
it's never like really
To
like a
begin with.
decision. Like I'm going to have a naked poop today. It's
Yeah, it's
like
always like when I'm like showering, about to take a bath or
yeah, it's kind
something.
of like a multitasking thing. But what are the reasons they list for this?
Clothing can restrict blood flow.
Okay.
Like yeah, exactly. Pooping digested waste involves many aspects of your body, including blood flow. Tight clothing, particularly shapewear like Spanx and CrossFit compression tops,
Well,
can
yeah, of course
squeeze and
you need to take
yeah,
that stuff off.
exactly, yeah, exactly. The blood flow. You need to you gotta like take those pants and those confining clothes off to let the blood flow when
You
you're
know who would
crapping.
sign off on that reason?
Cool.
George Costanza, because there was a very famous episode of Seinfeld where
There's a
he
video clip of
revealed
that
why
from that
he takes
episode.
his shirt off when he goes to the bathroom. Uh,
Yes,
but
and
yeah,
which brings me to George's reason. It's more relaxing when you poop. Before you place your butt down on the toilet, you automatically pull your pants or your shorts down below your knees. Right? Consider taking a poop
yeah,
naked, at least from the waist down. This will send your body a signal that it's time to relax your sphincters and produce a bowel movement. According to
all right.
Dr. Anthony Karmaroff for ShareCare, when you're relaxed, you relax the puborectalis muscles.
Just call it
I
the
know I
poop
butchered that.
muscles.
The poop muscles, if you will, and both the internal and external both the internal and external sphincters will relax.
All right,
See,
there
when
you
you
go.
poop, when you poop naked, it makes cleanup a breeze. I don't think I have to explain this that
I
much.
mean, how messy are you where you would get it on your clothes? That's it's pretty extreme.
Yes. The messy truth about poop, Zach, is that cleanup is not always a breeze. Pooping naked offers you a quick and tidy option to move from toilet to shower. Cleanliness is absolutely
Sure.
imperative to good health, obviously. Um, Here are some of the benefits. It lowers your risk for developing colon cancer. Uh, it
How?
lowers your it
Like
lowers your risk of experiencing irritable bowel syndrome.
I don't
You
understand.
experience you
I guess with the tightness of whatever you're wearing or something. I don't know.
you will experience less gas. It lowers your risk of developing hemorrhoids. You feel lighter and more comfortable. That's the most important thing, Zach.
I mean,
It's
I think I'll stick with the way I do it. I don't wear Spanx, so I don't think I'll have many of these problems. So
yeah.
I guess for
When it's
anybody out there watching who wears Spanx, you might want to consider taking those off before you do the do, as it were.
but I've noticed that even when I have done that, like before I showered or taken a bath, that it does feel better. I do admit.
All right.
So, so yeah, it's something about me that everyone needed to know.
So Tony Hoffman approves. Poop naked. You
Poop,
were brought into this world naked. You should poop naked. I wonder
do
if
everything they can.
yeah. I wonder if Elvis was naked when he did his final poop. Uh, one that's only between him and God, I guess, and
Mhm.
whoever
And his drug
discovered his
dealer.
body. Moving on.
You As we're recording this, the 2017 NHL All Star Game is happening in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Are you a big hockey fan? I don't think I've ever asked you.
No, I'm not a hockey fan, and I'm not even one of those fair weather black fans from Chicago who's all about the
The
Blackhawks when
Blackhawks
they're
are winning.
winning. Like, no, I still don't care. Congratulations to everybody who's happy about it, but I still don't care. But yeah,
Where
so I don't check out hockey. My brother watches
they're
everything, so he's probably watching this right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, the whole All Star festivities took place over the weekend. Yesterday, Saturday, they had the NHL skills competition,
All
and
right. So they
they
kind of
brought in
like the
like
dunk contest for hockey.
pretty much where they have the 3-point shooting and all the other stuff.
Yeah. So
Well,
they do like trick shots or something like that.
yeah, they do like speed things and like these hardest slap shot or whatever.
Okay.
I honestly wasn't watching, but I did see at the very beginning that Snoop Dogg was there as like this sort of like live like DJ,
That's
but
cool.
like for the he was the official DJ, and he apparently there was a big controversy because he played an uncensored version of the next episode,
Oh, all right.
the song with him and Dr. Dre, and that song it aired on NBC, and there's a lot of profanity in that song, as you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was, I'm sure that was a shock to some of the systems.
A lot of motherfuckers that were set on air. I don't know if the FCC will be giving NBC a call. The commentator for the event, it aired on the NBC Sports Network. Kenny Albert, who was the play-by-play, he apologized to the crowd, and even Snoop Dogg apologized a little bit on Twitter for allowing a couple of the MFers to slip through.
Okay. Well, as long as he apologized, that's all that matters.
I agree. No traumatized children. I doubt anyone will be traumatized from hearing the word motherfucker once or
Uh,
twice. I
yeah.
wasn't.
I Everybody's heard that type of stuff nowadays. Are we really in a world where anybody's too shocked by bad language?
Mm. Only when it's convenient and there's a political agenda.
Yeah. Here we go.
Justin Bieber participated in some sort of I think it was like a celebrity thing where it was like retired players and like Hall of Fame players and like a few celebrities playing against another team of the same thing. And there's this picture of Justin Bieber getting checked up against the glass by former
Okay.
Philadelphia Flyer Chris Pronger.
All right.
And I don't know if you've seen the photo of it, but
No.
it's very enjoyable to watch Pronger with his big toothy like grin on his face, just slamming Justin Bieber up against the glass, and just the look
I'm
of
sure a
just
lot of
pain on his
people
face.
got joy out of that. I don't want to see the little guy get hurt, but
Hey, you put on
a
those
lot of
skates,
people do.
man.
A lot
You
of
get on
people
that
want
ice, you
to.
got to. Yeah, he ended up scoring like an empty net goal at the very end of the game. But for those of you who don't follow hockey, when a team is like behind and they need to score like a goal or two to like get back into the game, they'll take their goalie out to bring in an extra man
Hmm.
on the ice, and he ended up scoring like an empty goal. And yeah, so
Okay, there you go.
there you go. There is a wrestling event that's
Yes, a
happening.
very major wrestling event.
I'm excited about the Royal
Yeah,
Rumble, aren't you?
yeah. Royal Rumble is my favorite event of the entire year as far as wrestling goes. Like a lot of people get excited for WrestleMania, but really the Royal Rumble is the event I look forward to every year.
This is like the first time that I've been like watching wrestling like regularly for the past since like last spring, and so this is like the first time like I'm experiencing like the whole I guess WrestleMania season and all of like
Yeah,
the big four pay-per-views and yeah,
yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to watching like my first live Royal Royal Rumble and seeing what all the fuss is about and who's going to make a big guest appearance. I'm going to
Yeah,
assume that Kurt Angle will probably be one of the 30
yeah, and
people.
it's
I don't.
funny. Like last year, I would have thought it was never gonna happen, but they announced him for the Hall of Fame. So apparently, they're obviously back in talks with each other now. So it looks like it's probably gonna happen.
Now I do have one question. Usually, when someone from NXT when
Gets
they're
called up
when they get called up, it's usually after they've lost
the
the
championship.
championship.
It depends because there's people who are like lower than the championship level who get called up, and those are kind of more random. Um, but I would
Bailey lost the championship, and then she got called up.
yeah,
And
it
I'm trying to
seems to
think.
be the pattern that the person like for most people who get called up to NXT, like they build them up to the point where they win the championship for their division. then they lose that championship, and then they lose the rematch for the championship, then they get called up, which is a weird pattern to do, because it's like, okay, this person was good enough to be champ, so we're calling them up, but they also lost right before they got brought up to the main
I
stage.
think it's more weird. They don't want them to bring the belt.
They don't want them to bring the belt, but it's still like it's an odd precedent to set, because it's kind of like, well, you're a loser now. But that's why I think they should like shuffle it up a little bit more, because Kevin Owens debuted just by showing up, and he still had his title. He had to go back and lose it later, but it was still interesting, and that was why I consider that one to be one of the more exciting call-ups, because it was kind of like you didn't expect it because he still had the championship.
NXT Takeover San Antonio happened yesterday, and like the big heavyweight match for the heavyweight title. Yeah. Bobby Roode defeated Nakamura. Yeah, it was glorious.
So it sounds like maybe Nakamura's coming to the main roster, if the pattern is to be believed. One thing that a lot of people are speculating about, the person they think who's going to debut is Ty Dillinger, and I haven't watched really any of Ty Dillinger stuff from NXT.
Neither have I.
But I guess his thing is like he's a perfect 10 or whatever, and people just chant 10, 10, 10 during his matches. So everybody, like a lot of people online, are hoping that he at least comes out at number 10. But knowing Vince McMahon, I feel like just to screw with the fans, I would see him either not coming out at number 10 or having some like established person come out to just be like a middle finger to the whole crowd. I expect it to be somebody like Goldust or Big Show to come out at number 10, because
like the whole Goldust thing, like after
Shattered Dreams after Daniel Bryan was eliminated. What was that, 2 Rumbles ago?
That was 2015.
Yeah, and like everybody thought that was like Vince trolling the audience, but like I don't know, that might have just been a lucky coincidence, because like there's only so much time you had to get that shot, so I don't know if they like specifically planned that or if it's just a lucky coincidence. But either way, it all played into the same direction, like Shattered Dreams. There you go, people.
What if Daniel Bryan makes an appearance at the Rumble?
He's not gonna do that. People say that every year since he's retired, but it's like, no.
He's been cleared by doctors that aren't WWE doctors. Every doctor that he's been to has cleared him, except for the WWE.
But WWE doctors haven't cleared him, so that means he's not showing up in a WWE ring until that happens. So I don't expect it, and I think if he was going to show up in some kind of match, it was going to be something involving The Miz, since that's the feud they've been building since the brand split. Like, there's obviously going to be some face-off between Daniel Bryan and The Miz if he does come back. But I don't even think that's really likely. But yeah.
So aside from like Ty Dillinger, like, do you have any
predictions for
but like
surprises?
Who's gonna win or who's gonna show up?
A lot of people have been talking about this guy Kenny Omega, because he was supposed to have this really great match. That he's one of the people speculated to come, but I haven't been following
situation there. I don't think that he can legally.
Okay. So like I don't really put too much stock in the surprises. For those things, I usually just like to let it happen and be surprised. Like I know there was hints about AJ Styles before he debuted, but I wasn't following it that closely, so I was still surprised when they showed. Well, the messed up part about that was when he debuted, they didn't actually show his like Titantron and everything. There was just a still shot on Roman Reigns' face that went on for too long, and then they finally got the right camera in place. But so those things I like to be surprised about. Really, just the whole production and how everything happens is what I'm looking for. Just like
the rapid succession of wrestlers, the whole 90 seconds, and
just
coming down a ramp.
Like it never usually gets boring unless you're talking about like what was it 2 years ago when Kane and Big Show were just eliminating everyone.
What the hell happened in Philadelphia?
I'm trying to think. What was
that? Was the one from 2 years ago with Daniel Bryan?
Yeah, because I think Bray Wyatt
The whole
eliminated Bryan.
ECW, because it was in Philadelphia and they just booed everything.
Yeah, I mean they booed really after the Bryan elimination because it was like for I think it would have been 2 years prior to that, like for the previous 2 years, people wanted to see Bryan in the match and he wasn't there because it's just like timing of injuries, or it was one
Yeah.
year where he was available for the Rumble, they just didn't book him in it. That was the year they had to make up for it by getting him the match with Triple H, and then he had to win that to go into the triple threat match. But yeah, I think that was really what turned the crowd on everything. And what was even funnier is the year before that was the one everybody was expecting Bryan to be in. That was when number 30 came, and it was like, okay, this is the last spot that could possibly be for Bryan. Then Rey Mysterio came out, and person who's been a baby face for like the majority of their career, everybody booed him just because he was not Daniel Bryan. So that was so I don't expect to see anything like that because now it's more like everybody who people are into and who are popular now. I think everybody has their slot, and I think people are just waiting for whoever the surprises are.
Seth Rollins lost his slot to Sami Zayn on
I
Raw.
don't care about Seth Rollins. He's like the worst baby face of all time.
I
Like
agree.
he's he still does like all his heel things that I was not a fan of when he was doing them then.
He wants Triple H. He made a surprise appearance at a NXT Takeover last night,
So
and
did
Triple H did show up, but then nothing happened.
okay, so was
From
Rollins there?
he was there.
Okay. See, that was the thing that I heard. I listened to, I mentioned before, RBR Weekly Wrestling Talk, and that was one of the things they were talking about. It's like they keep talking about Seth Rollins looking for Triple H like he doesn't know where he is. Like, you just should go to Takeover. He's always there. So I was hoping that if Triple H came out to do his babyface thing at NXT, that Rollins would just jump him.
Which
But
makes no sense.
yeah,
Babyface at NXT, heel on
yeah,
WWE on Raw.
yeah. He should pick one of those roles and stick with it. And I hope that is not on screen WWE role. He should just be full time NXT version of Vince McMahon. But yeah, he should have went there and jumped him. But it's another missed opportunity, I guess.
I'm probably gonna end up signing up for the WWE Network in the next hour just for just for this damn Royal Rumble.
All right.
I
Cool.
already the whole free thing, like I already put my credit card information. They already have it already. So in order for me to be eligible for the whole free month, it would have to be like another
Another
card. I
card.
don't have one.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to think about that myself. But yeah, so I'm excited for the Royal Rumble regardless. I might be a little bit behind in my timing because I have a few things to do before the Rumble. But
Because the whole damn thing is like 4 hours long,
yeah,
right?
I
And they have
think
like
it
the
like with how long they've extended it, I think it may be starting like within the next 30 minutes or so with their pre-show stuff.
because they
So
they
it's just craziness.
they have the whole Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax thing that's in the pre-show and the whole.
Why?
I'm trying to remember, is the tag team championship pre-show or is
I
the
think
whole
it is.
the SmackDown women uh, fatal with 6-way or
I think
tag
that's
team or
on the
whatever the hell?
pre-show too.
Yeah.
It's so weird because I mean, it's good that they offer those things for free before the pay-per-views. It's a good advertisement for it, but it's still like that's a lot of wrestling. Like if you watch all of that
Too
stuff, I
much.
usually skip the pre-shows, but it's the weird thing for this one. Like these are like pay-per-view quality matches that they're putting on the pre-show, so I might go back later and watch them, but that's a
And you
lot
got
to
like
catch up
the,
with.
the women's championship. That's Bailey and Charlotte. And you got
Yeah,
the World Heavyweight Championship. There's AJ and Cena. And you got the Universal Championship. There's Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens.
yeah.
And,
Yeah, it's a lot of content. The thing, like, if I don't watch anything else from the Royal Rumble, I'm going to make sure I watch the Royal Rumble itself. Then maybe I'll backtrack and go to all the other stuff. because that's the main thing I don't want to get spoiled on. It's the winner of the Royal Rumble because that's like the worst when you see it like oh so and so wins like this is no point in watching this now.
I mean, like the winner of the Rumble, to me, that's not even as exciting as like just watching like
I
all
mean,
the stuff
like
that
even going
happens
back to previous ones where I know who won, it's still exciting to watch. Like
to
I don't
see
know.
how it all goes down.
I'm trying to think. If was it like 2005 or something. There was one where CM Punk was in when he was with the
He was
Straight
he
Edge
was doing
Society.
he was
Eh,
doing like a promo or something,
yeah,
and he was
he was
talking,
like
and
he was one of the first ones out, and he had this long stretch where there was nobody out there, so he would eliminate somebody real quick and then come back to
just
preaching
smack him
to
on
the
the head with
crowd.
the microphone.
Yeah. So
That's
like that's one of my favorite rumbles ever, just because like CM Punk was like at his prime then. It was just like, all you people, you need to convert to the straight edge. He was like somebody would come out. Back to what I was saying before.
I was
So
interrupted.
that was the best. Like I feel like being like there's no character who could pull that off now. Like maybe Bray Wyatt could do something like that, but he's not like an entertaining promo like that. But he has that like preachy type of delivery. But like that was like a once in a lifetime thing. So I'm hoping for like exciting things like that because that's like one of those opportunities you only see in the Rumble. Uh, and I think they said there's like 8 slots that are unclaimed for those surprise people. So it's interesting to see like how they spread those out throughout the show. Because what was it last year? The two of them were well, I think one of them was just Bubba Ray Dudley, and that was like the intro for the return
Yeah,
of the Dudley Boys. So that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a mix of some people coming back and then new people. So I'm excited.
Sergeant Slaughter.
No, I don't think he can do it anymore. He has his return every couple years, but I can't remember exactly when his last one was. But he was looking pretty slow and pretty old in his last one-off match.
I saw him at a C2E2 sitting at his little table. Not a whole
Did
lot of
he?
people.
Oh, he didn't have a line. That's one of those
No.
sad things to see. Like, there's a pretty
If this were
famous
1987,
yeah, there's a pretty famous photo of
Virgil.
Virgil, like wrestling superstar Virgil, sitting at a table by himself with ready to sign autographs. But yeah,
Photo bombing more popular wrestlers' photographs and then charging money at
hey,
Virgil.
there you go.
Shit.
Yeah, uh, so maybe we'll see. Maybe that's where we'll see Daniel Bryan next. The wrestling superstar Daniel Bryan.
He's got lots of things like his vegetable garden
Yeah, he's got an apple tree
gardens
now.
too.
Uh,
Exactly. So
yeah.
he's busy.
Yep. There you go. Any other pressing news you wanted to hit on for this week?
Not really, just the the usual movie TV stuff. I know we're getting closer to John Wick 2 coming out. That comes out on February the 10th. I'm excited
Okay.
about that,
I've
but
been on a long stretch. I haven't seen that many movies this year.
it's nothing worth even
Yeah,
really.
that's a January is pretty dead month, so looking
I
forward to
mean,
better stuff.
did you see the Oscar nominations that came out last week?
Yeah, I glimpsed at them. I saw a few people do their rundowns.
None of the movies I mean, none of like the big major contenders. I haven't seen La La Land. Still
Yeah,
haven't
everybody's
seen.
raving about that.
So I haven't seen Fences. Haven't seen. Okay, what was the other one?
Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures.
There's uh, I've seen Zootopia, the likely winner for best animated feature.
We've
Uh,
both seen Suicide Squad and
yes,
The
it's
Force
nominated
Awakens.
for an Oscar for what was it, makeup?
I
I think
believe so.
so.
Some sort of some shit like that. Special
And that
effects
was
or
the
whatever.
weird thing. That category, I think it only had 3 nominees. It's like you could only find 3 nominees for makeup, and one of them was Suicide Squad. Like, there's a lot of like great makeup effects in
Worthy.
movies. Like, you could do what Warcraft if you wanted to give like an unlikely person a nomination. Like, they turned Robin Thicke's ex-wife into a creature. That's a pretty good makeup effect. Uh,
There
So
were
yeah,
people who thought that Deadpool was going to get nominated for like Best Picture, like one of the 10 slots for Best
I mean,
Picture.
because it got nominated. What was it? Best. It was nominated for a Golden Globe for.
Yeah,
Com- what was the category? Is like comedy or musical, which is weird that they put those together.
those are
Um,
the Golden Globes. These are the Oscars.
yeah, but yeah, I figured they could have done something for them for like. I think they might be up for an effects nomination, but maybe not. But
Yeah, none
yeah,
of those movies I haven't seen, and I probably won't.
yeah, that's
So.
the problem with those Oscar bait movies is that they're always like depressing chores to watch. Like I'm sure there's great acting in Fences, but it's just about like uh, a tortured
Downers. Yeah,
relationship with a between a father and a son. And if I want to experience that, I'll just call my dad.
exactly.
Anyway,
Exactly. 100%.
but so I don't know. Those are most of them are a chore to get through. Maybe I'll check out La La Land because that's the one everybody says is such a joy and it'll make you like musicals even if you
I just
don't already. But
I've
who
read and
knows?
listened to reviews of it, and it's just they're not good singers or dancers because they're actors, and like
Yeah,
they the only reason like they cast like these big stars in this movie because if they cast like Broadway performers who are good dancers and
they
singers, they
wouldn't
wouldn't
get the
be able to
name
get the movie
recognition.
made.
Hmm.
Like the whole, it just doesn't sound like something that I would enjoy that much, nor would understand why I got nominated for 14,
Yeah,
the most since Titanic.
yeah, that's a weird choice to break that record. So yeah, um, so like sometimes I've sought out to catch up on movies
Sure,
just because of the Oscar buzz, but
Oscar marathons that AMC has at the theaters every year when they show all the nominated films one weekend. I
yeah,
did that once.
I I don't have the attention span to normally sit through 1 2 hour movie, so I predicted I would sleep through the majority of that marathon. But
It was the
yeah,
year that like Slumdog Millionaire was nominated,
okay, I
and
still haven't
Milk.
seen that. That was one of my things. Like, oh, this is nominated for an Oscar. I need to check it out. Still, have not seen it.
It's fine.
All right, a rave review by
Yeah,
Tony
it's not
Hawk.
like life
It's
changing.
fine.
It's fine.
All right.
It's a good it's a good 2 hours. I'll
One
say.
movie I'm surprised I didn't see as far as nominations. Maybe my timing is off, but wasn't The Jungle Book this past year?
Yes, it's on the
Yeah.
Netflix now. By the way,
Yeah, I watched it when it got posted on Netflix. They should be nominated for like special effects or something like that. But
I think it got a nomination for some
okay,
effects.
maybe. All right,
It
cuz yeah,
should.
that should
It
win
should have.
something. That should have been one of those 10 nominations for best picture because they
They only
opened it up.
nominated 8 of them actually.
Was it 8 or 9? Because I know they had slots open where they're like, okay, you opened it
That's
up
a
to
bullshit. That whole
10
thing is a
spaces.
bullshit.
Yeah, it's just like I'm not
Well, like
listening
like
to.
some years there are 10 worthy films, but other years there are only like 7 or 6 worthy,
It's like
according to the
there's
Academy.
there's somebody close enough where you could have thought outside of the box and get like a People's Choice type of entry in there. Like, who do
But in
you want to be nominated?
in those
But yeah,
situations, like there's only like maybe 2 or 3 serious contenders, and then like the rest of the films are just
yeah, like
you know
Mercy picks. Uh,
exactly.
yeah,
There's something to put on the Blu-ray cover.
yeah, but it's a nice return to prominence for Andrew Garfield, whose entire franchise was
Yeah,
pulled out
he got
from
a
under him.
nomination.
He could have been one of those remember him stories. Like, you remember that guy used to be Spider Man, then he's like disappeared off the face of the earth, kind of like Tobey Maguire. But like,
Yeah,
yeah, he did Hacksaw Ridge, and a
he's
lot of
out
people are,
gambling,
yeah,
somewhere at a casino.
yeah. So a lot of people thought he did well as in Hacksaw Ridge. So maybe that'll be one I check out. Uh, but who knows? No promises. Um,
Yeah. I saw somebody tweeted about this, and I expressed my own thoughts on it. Like these Oscar movies are pretty much like they're no different than comic book movies in terms of like the formula. that they follow
Yeah.
and kind of like.
That's why you can tell
But
from the trailers is like, oh, Oscar bait. There you go. Like
but
when I saw the first trailer for Fences, I was like, oh, they made this for the Oscars. Like they didn't make this for audiences. They made this like, hey, let's try to get an award. All right, let's put this element, this element. We got to make sure somebody has snot coming out of them. Make sure you scream and cry and make
3
sure
hours
snot comes
long.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's all like part of the like little machine, the whole little,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just
Yeah, there's those certain elements you got to make sure you put in there. So yeah,
Yep.
it is a formula.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's all I got.
All right. So I don't really have anything new as far as what I'm watching on TV. It's been pretty much all about New Edition this week.
Your prerogative.
Yeah, so that's my recommendation. If you haven't watched the New Edition mini series, check it out. So yeah, so I think that is it for this week episode. Oh, I don't think we gave our predictions for the Royal Rumble. Who do you pick to win?
Who do I pick to win the entire? I'm trying to think like who's someone that they're pushing. I can't see that they're not going to let Roman Reigns win it again.
No, that would be a huge mistake.
The prestige of being like a multi-Rumble winner.
I don't know. It's starting to fade
Cena
off away because they
Austin.
gave a second one to Triple H when he was not even an active wrestler. It was just a total waste. So who knows?
I'm trying to think. Okay, let me. I am gonna say, man. I don't know. I'll say Kevin Owens, I guess.
All right, well, he's the champ. I mean, I guess if his match is before the Rumble and he loses, then he would potentially go into the Rumble. And that's one thing a lot of people have always wanted, like that's kind of some people's dream scenarios, like a champion loses his title earlier in the show and goes on to win the Royal Rumble just to basically get his title back. But I feel like that's kind of a waste, and it would be kind of out of left field because like building up to WrestleMania should be the culmination of something that's going on for a long time. So I'm hoping that Owens is going to hold on to his title until WrestleMania, but
who
you
else
never know.
Can you see winning the Rumble?
I feel like
in terms of like a winner that makes sense.
I mean, I feel like a likely winner. The one that has made sense to me, what people have been talking about.
Braun Strowman?
Not Braun Strowman, because I don't see him like being on the marquee for WrestleMania. I feel like a likely winner
Lesnar
is Goldberg. Yeah, I'm thinking Goldberg, but I could also see I can see Goldberg kind of being a red herring. Like he's the favorite, but then Lesnar. That's the different thing about this time than last time, because they kind of played out the same scenario. The Goldberg was entering the Rumble, and Lesnar screws him over, and then they have their match at WrestleMania as basically revenge for that. So I can see either going that way, and some way neither one of them wins, and that's why they're fighting at the Rumble. I mean at WrestleMania, or I could just see Goldberg winning it all outright, and I guess Lesnar will probably be the last person he eliminates. So that seems to be the likely scenario, because I'm thinking about the marquee. Like they always like to have those names that'll really drive sales for WrestleMania. So I don't see them predicting anybody's gonna drive ticket sales more than Goldberg. So, and plus a lot of people are speculating that being as old as he is now, that Goldberg can't really take bumps, and that's why he won in such quick fashion.
Did you see what happened on Raw where he like hit his head?
Yeah,
on the locker before.
Because that's the weird thing about like that was one of the things Goldberg used to do, is like to hype himself up. He would bang his head on the door before he would go out to the ring, but this time he hit it right at the wrong spot.
Even when he was like walking out, doing the whole Goldberg entrance thing, you could tell there was like something. He looked a little.
Yeah, and that whole promo was off. Like this return, he's had pretty decent promos, but that one was like back to why people thought you shouldn't have Goldberg talk. It's like, oh, that's why. There we see it again. But yeah, so Goldberg is a likely person that I could see winning. I don't really want him to win, but
No.
that's uh, that's the one that's standing out the most in my mind. So
Cool.
yeah. All right, so that is it for this episode of the Frustrated Grad podcast. Give out your details so people can tweet at you with Royal Rumble spoilers. Although you probably be watching it in real time anyway.
Yeah, you bastards.
Uh-huh.
It's at Anthony Hoffman on Facebook and Twitter at Anthony Hoffman, and Instagram is at Tony Hoffman Chai. Tony Hoffman Chai, CHI.
All right, and I'm on Twitter at Zach from Chicago. That's ZAC from Chicago. You can catch me on YouTube, youtube.com/
YouTube.
Zach Hughes, and I'm on Instagram. I don't use it too much, but you can check out ZH Radio on Instagram. Also, you can follow the podcast on Twitter at Frustrated Grad and youtube.com/ Frustrated Grads. That's where you can see this video version of the podcast, and you can check out the audio version, which is distinctly different, might I say, because I do my cool little intros for the audio version. So check that out on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. Also, I want to mention this at the top, but I'll say it now. If you notice on the iTunes feed that only the most recent, like maybe like 9 or 10 episodes are available, and you're wondering why, uh, the podcast server that I use, it has limitations because I'm using a a free version, and that storage costs money. So I take down the older versions when I run out of space. So if you want to hear any archived episodes of the podcast, check out the YouTube channel. Every episode of this latest run of the Frustrated Grad podcast is available at youtube.com/ Frustrated Grads. So that's where you can check out the archive. Anyway, that's it for this episode of the Frustrated Grad podcast. Thanks for watching if you're watching on YouTube, and thanks for listening. And that's all you get for today. All right. So we are going to go into bonus time. All right.
Echo.
All right. So, okay, what's our title? We finally stayed away from Trump this episode, or for the most part.
Success.
Yeah. So
Naked pooping, prosthetic bionic penis,
no.
new edition song,
Yeah, something
candy.
about New Edition. That's what I'm thinking. Like, what can we combine with New Edition from our other subjects? Something with New Edition and Royal Rumble. That would be like the two prominent subjects for this episode. Royal. Uh,
Bobby Brown poop.
no. Since Bobby is not on drugs anymore, I could see him coming at us about that one. Let me see. New additions to the Royal Rumble. I'm trying to see. Think of some kind of pun with Belle Biv DeVoe.
Yeah.
Belle Biv. Belle Biv Devon. No, because Devon's not in WWE anymore.
Over the ropes. Don't touch the floor.
Over the top.
Over the top.
Over the top. You can just do over the top. But I like to combine subjects. So I'm trying to think. What's something with Rumble?
What are some new edition songs?
Candy Girl. We got Mr. Telephone Man. Jealous girl, you're not my kind of girl. A lot of girls. Um, can you stand the rain? Can you stand the rumble? I'm trying to think what else. Poison. It's a good poison pun. Viper's poison. We didn't talk about Randy Orton too much in this episode, though.
Bell Biv Royal Rumble.
Bell Biv DeRumble.
Yes.
It'd be so stupid, but it's funny.
I like it.
Bell Biv DeRumble.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
It was. I was thinking that I was like, Bell Biv de something, but yeah, Bell Biv DeRumble. All right, so. So tweet at us with the hashtag BellBivDeRumble. And yeah, so that's our episode title for this week. All right, so this is officially the end of the episode. So thanks for watching again, and see you later.